Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of A Better Self. I don't think in my last video I explained what the name of the video series is called, but as you can tell from the title, it's called A Better Self. It's called A Better Self because I'm working on becoming a better self through making new recipes, exercising, focusing on my mental health. And speaking of a better self, things that I've been doing as part of my routine now is I'm consistently washing my face every night and doing my skincare, which is a huge thing because for the past year I neglected my skincare. And this past year, this was how my schedule was like. I would come home at 6, make dinner, either take a shower or take a nap. And also, this might sound a little gross, I did not shower that often either. I would shower every 2 days, maybe 3 days. And on days that I didn't shower, I did not wash my face at night. I would take off all my makeup with a makeup wipe, but then after that, I just brush my teeth and go to sleep. And also, speaking of brushing teeth, now I floss. I know these are like really small things, but adding these really small things to my routine has made a kind of a big difference. So for example, now that I floss every day, that just makes me feel better. I will wash my face and do my skincare routine. I've started using an essence as well, and I want to try to get more into skincare and adding more products to my skincare routine. I'm currently trying out a sample size of a serum. If you have any suggestions for a serum, or sunscreen too. I need to buy sunscreen. Let me know. After doing my skincare at night, my skin just looks and feels so much better. It takes me longer to go to bed, but I think it's worth it. I don't know, it makes me feel good. So anyways, the recipe for today that I'm going to try out. I recently bought brie, and brie is one of my favorite cheeses. And so, because it's one of my favorite cheeses, I can't just do one recipe. So I'm not doing not 1, not 3, not 4, but only 2 recipes, just because I don't have that much brie for that many recipes. Welcome to episode 2, a brie feast. The first recipe, I'm going to make a brie pasta. It's like the brie version of the feta pasta, where you like put the feta in the baking dish. You add tomatoes and you bake it and you put in pasta after. I'm gonna do a similar recipe to that, but with brie. And the second recipe is a brie peach tart. I'm excited because I've never made tarts before. I was too lazy to try to make my own puff pastry, so I just bought one from the store. I'm super excited and I hope you are too. Without further ado, let's get started. The first recipe we're gonna make is the brie pasta. So first, we're gonna preheat the oven to 350. Oh, also a disclaimer, a couple disclaimers. I'm going to be having the ingredients in both recipes just because I'm going to be the only one eating these, and I don't want to eat a whole bunch of pasta by myself or brie peach tarts. And because the brie pasta calls for a whole wheel of brie and I only have this, I wouldn't have any brie left for the tarts, so we're having it. Also, I'm not gonna follow the recipes too closely because I don't have all the ingredients. So you'll see there's some alterations. And that's okay, right? Okay, so I'm gonna cut this in half first. I did use some of this brie earlier in the week to make a sandwich. So we're going to remove the top portion of the brie, leaving the bottom and sides intact. Okay, let's take this top off. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone right now. So it says, in a baking dish, toss together tomatoes, olive oil, and thyme. I don't have thyme, I'm gonna use oregano. Push them to the sides of the dish. place the wheel of brie in the center. So over here, I have some tomatoes and spinach. The recipe doesn't call for spinach, but I wanted to add some veggies to the dish. Oh gosh, there's a lot of spinach. Oh, and for the tomatoes, I did about a cup of tomatoes, or however many tomatoes you want. The thing though is that the spinach is gonna shrink when it goes in the oven, so maybe I should put all the spinach. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna get some olive oil. I'm just gonna toss the olive oil together. Perfect. Okay, let me wash my hands. And now I'm gonna add some salt, some garlic powder, and some oregano. Toss it again, just to make sure everything is seasoned. Okay, now I'm going to make room for the brie because the brie is going to be in the center. Now I'm going to place the brie inside. Now we are going to put this in the oven, and this is what it looks like. We are going to put this in the oven for about 35 minutes until the rind has softened and the cheese is melted. I'm gonna put a little bit more salt and garlic powder. Okay. So it says while the cheese is baking, bring a large pot of salted water to a boil, add the pasta, and then drain it and set it aside. So this is the pasta that I'm going to use. I have the pot right here, it's boiling right now. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for that to boil, we are going to start on the peach tarts. Okay, so we're gonna grab a baking sheet and line it with parchment paper. Next, we're gonna cut a sheet of puff pastry into 4 squares. I'm only gonna use 1 sheet and just make 4 tarts, so 4 squares. And then I'll cut it. I also washed my knife too. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can cut this evenly. Also, it says to preheat the oven to 425, but since we're using the oven for the cheese, it's gonna have to wait. That's okay though. We're just prepping this. This is what it looks like right now. So basically, we are just gonna put the brie in each square, and it says sprinkle with basil. We don't have basil. I don't know if it would taste good with oregano, but it does say arrange the peach slices over the cheese and press them into the cheese. So that reminds me, I need to cut the peach right now. Let's check on the cheese real quick. I said for 30 minutes instead of 35 since we're using less cheese. So we'll see how that turns out. Got my peach right here. Oh, let me add the pasta. I obviously added less than 10 ounces of pasta. I don't know how much I added, I just eyeballed it. But that's gonna cook for 10 to 12 minutes. I feel like I'm cutting this wrong, but it's okay. I feel like these should be thin slices. Maybe like that. I need to stir the pasta in a little bit. I feel like the cheese might be ready in another 5 minutes. little bit sour. Whoa, look how thin this one is. Now we're gonna add the brie to the puff pastry and then add the peach slices on top. It says we should leave about a 1/4 inch border, so that's what I'm going to try to do. So I added the brie to the puff pastry, but before I add the peach, I'm gonna go ahead and take out cheese that's in the oven right now. That was about 20 minutes. We're gonna set the oven to 425. This is how it turned out. I'm gonna leave this right here. We got about 2 more minutes before our pasta is ready. So let's go ahead and add the peach slices. Okay, so the pasta's done cooking, so I'm gonna go ahead and drain it right now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add the pasta. And now we're just gonna mix. I might have added too much pasta, but I guess that's okay. Some of the spinach stuck to the side of the baking dish. It smells good though. And here it is. All right, so before we finish the peach tarts, let's try this. Also, sorry if you can hear the ice cream man outside. You can definitely taste the brie. I think it's good. Spinach, oh my god. I highly recommend this with the spinach. Let's try tomato. Tomato's good too. Brie has a very distinct flavor. It's pretty good. I don't know if I would make it again. This is a lot of food for me though. I'm definitely not gonna finish this tonight. But let's set this aside for now. Let's add some more peach slices. I think 4 slices is pretty good. Okay, and now we need to fold the edges of the pastry inward to enclose. Oh, it looks so cute! I'm so excited for these tarts. Now it says to brush the edges of the pastry with beaten egg and sprinkle with black pepper. However, I do not have black pepper. I don't think I was very prepared for these recipes. We're gonna bake this in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until the pastry is golden and the cheese is melted. All right, let's check on the tarts. Look at that, they look so cute. Oh my gosh. The recipe says that the last thing we have to do is add some honey. I'm gonna go do that right now. I absolutely love brie and honey together, so I feel like this is gonna be so good. Ah, it's so cute. I really want to try one right now, but I know it's gonna be so hot. So let's do it. Also, if you hear crunching in the background, the cats are eating dinner right now. Oh, it's so hot. Maybe I'll let it cool down for a little bit. Okay, let's try it now. It's still so hot. Oh my gosh, I want to try it though. Oh, it's so flaky. God. My hands hurt. Burning. Okay, I cut up the tart, so let's try this. Oh my goodness. The flakiness and the sweetness from the honey with the brie and the peach. And the peach is crunchy. Oh my gosh. It's so good. Well, I think that's it for today's video. I am so happy with how everything turned out. The brie pasta, I'll probably give it like a 6 out of 10. But the tart, an 8.5. Maybe I'll add some more honey. And if I had to pick one for you to really try out, try the peach tart. I definitely did not follow this recipe to a T. This recipe called for shallots and black pepper and like rosemary to mix with your honey, and I feel like I just went with the basic version of the recipe. So if you want to elevate the tarts, definitely follow that recipe. I'm gonna go ahead and eat these for dinner now, and I guess dessert. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.